in my pocket, so it seems like it's plugged into the camera, and it's far more technology than it actually is.
People will kill you if it's not plugged into the camera.
No.
Like the public does not trust someone whose microphone goes into their pants.
Dan Harmon is here at New York Comic Con. Dan Harmon, what's the haps?
Just cruising around. I love the New York version of Comic Con. This is the first time I've ever been to it, but I don't know if you've been to San Diego. But
yeah, it's a disaster.
Well, it's gotten so successful
yeah.
that, for instance, the fundamental thing that's blowing my mind is there's people sitting on the floor here, which is great. Like, you can't sit on the floor in San Diego.
You get trampled.
It's really symbolic. Like San Diego got to because you could sit on the floor in the '90s when I was writing comic books in San Diego, but it's a really symbolic thing for nerd culture that you can't sit in the hallway with your bag and read your shit that you bought.
Right.
And that's because San Diego's become, the Cannes Film Festival. It's for,
yeah, and the people walking, you're trying to sit down and read your books, and the people walking over you are not nerds anymore.
Well, that's true.
You know what I mean? They're cool.
And Julia Roberts, maybe.
Sure, that's a famous Julia.
Yeah.
So what is it like for you, who came from this world of like making comic books and being in that culture, to now be Hollywood's Dan Harmon?
It's a bummer because
because most comic book artists don't have like celebrity beefs, and what they say doesn't make TMZ.
Yeah. That is a huge bummer. Trust me. Like it's because having people know who I am for what I actually do is I think that's everyone's goal that makes things. I want people to, if I make a rocking chair, I want people to sit in it and go, "This is a great rocking chair. I think this is a Dan Harmon rocking chair. I really like. I don't remember his name.
Who makes this rocking chair?"
I do not like being the Charlie Sheen of people who write. I was not cut out to be. I'm not a diplomat. I'm not a politician. I don't choose my words carefully. I'm never going to. I'm 40.
So like when something comes out, it's like a snippet of an interview of yours, do you sit there going, "Oh God, I shouldn't have said that," or do you say, "Well, that's what I said. I don't care"?
Well, I say I regret saying that, but I don't.
I regret being recorded saying that.
Well, shouldn't have said it is different from like, I wish I hadn't. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because you don't mind that. Because it's the truth, but you just don't want everybody judging it now.
Well, I don't want it. I don't want it in your gossip tabloid.
Right.
Like, it doesn't belong there. It's not. It wasn't a press release. It was me like in a sub comment of a Reddit. Like, it's the it's the same feeling when you're on the playground and you yell out, "I love lollipops," and then it turns into everyone going, "I love lollipops. I love lollipops." You're like, well, that wasn't the original message.
That's a lot of context. I didn't say it like that.
I'm not going to say I hate lollipops now.
Right.
I can't do that, then I'm dead.
So is that one of the good things? You're working on Rick and Morty now, an animated series with a friend of yours who you've known for 10 years. No more dealing with actors you don't get along with. No, you know what I mean? Is this a blessing?
It is like a nice warm slipper, because you don't if you're running an Adult Swim show and you go into a forum on the internet and say, "I like pickles and I think Jesus Christ would have liked the show," or whatever hyperbolic thing you want to say to express yourself. It's not. It's different. Network TV, you're like Colonel Sanders. You're Paul Newman on the salad dressing. So it feels. I'm looking forward to just like working there. Yeah,
I mean you're probably the only showrunner that's compared their network TV show to Jeffrey Dahmer. I think that's what you're kind of.
Yeah, no, probably not. I'm probably the only one that's been in a headline doing that.
Right.
Like
you're kind of like Kanye West in that sense. Like a bunch of these celebrities think they're geniuses, but he's the only one that got caught in an interview saying that he thinks he's a genius.
Yeah. I suppose I often say that I think I'm a genius on the internet. I'll say if somebody says something to me, like if they ask me a question, what is this like? What is that like? What do you think of this season compared to that season? And I'll answer them in the most concise, like expressive way that I can. Mm-hmm. And then when you cut and paste that out and you put it over here, and it's like I always go like, ugh. I sound like such a jackass.
You have to condition yourself, like, don't use the word rape in a description ever again. They will not. There's no context that I can get away with that in without them throwing it up there.
Well, that one, yeah, that's a good example of like that's definitely off the menu. I think I can still use Dahmer as a metaphor.
Yeah.
I don't think but yeah, the example you used, I'm definitely gun shy, which is probably a good thing. When I was doing improv in the '90s, like in Milwaukee, I remember when it was okay in an improv show to like be a certain amount of like. People would yell out, "Do a kung fu movie," and you would act in a way that nowadays you would be like, "That is so racist."
Yeah, and video of you would be out there and everything.
Yeah.
So do you pay attention to the stuff that happens to comics, like Jeselnik getting in trouble? Whoever got in trouble for a rape joke, I don't remember. Tosh getting in trouble for a rape joke and stuff like that. When you're sitting there and you're like, okay, I have to write Community, I have to write Rick and Morty. Are you kind of watching those stories so you can gauge what is acceptable to the kind of tabloid world?
Do I read articles about people saying naughty things? No, not really.
You don't?
Well, those things are designed to kind of, the way you receive those, I don't think anyone sits and reads them. I think you kind of hear
right.
by word of mouth.
Yeah, because if you actually sit there and read it, you go, "It wasn't that bad," or "I get it."
Well,
most
also,
of the time.
Who would you be? I mean, what are you, like the H.L. Mencken of like why are you reading just like I'm going to browse defamer? I think you hear. Did you hear what so and so did? And
right.
then you click and you link and you go around. It's more of a web. That's why it's called gossip and
right.
tabloids and stuff like.
Right. So, but Rick and Morty, probably not a lot of gossip. I've only heard good things. Justin was just telling me that you guys have kind of been given carte blanche creatively, and are you as happy with it as he is?
Definitely. I'm very excited for people to see it.
Yeah.
It's the first new thing I've made in a while because I've been so busy with Community, so definitely want people to respond to it. It's a bummer in animation that you have to work so hard for and wait so long for people to see so little.
Yeah.
Like I would love to just dive in and make nothing but that show and have people feedback on it and keep making it forever.
But in all likelihood, there won't be any secret recordings of you bashing this show, which is great, or the cast members.
Right. In all likelihood, yes. It is.
Who's to say?
Right.
Well,
how does one answer that question? That's just a rhetorical question, right?
Yes, it is. Well, thank you, Dan Harmon. Good luck with the show. Community, when you're in charge of it, is excellent, so I'm excited about it coming back. And yeah, I'm sure Rick and Morty's going to be awesome.
All right. Great job.
Cool, man. Thanks.
See ya.